Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the Genius Activator Podcast. Before you can become a millionaire, you must learn to think like one. And joining me today in this pilot episode of season 2 of the Genius Activator podcast is is inspirational speaker and author Evie Diaz, and we are going to crack into the powerful world of money manifesting. So, welcome, Evie, and it's wonderful to talk to you today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being here and I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. And I want to begin by setting an intention. Okay, can we set an intention? Awesome. So, whatever feels comfortable for you, this is part of the practice that I do every day. And so, the intention today is to feel good right now, to feel positive, to feel good energy, to feel above everything else the powerful energy of love resonating through our hearts, resonating through our words, resonating through the ears of those that choose to hear this message today. We are very grateful for everyone, and we know that anyone and everyone who shows up or watches the replay, this is divine timing. And so we say thank you for this opportunity, and we see all things always unfolding in divine and perfect order. And so it is.
Wow, that's so wonderful. It just like sets the tone for everything, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited for our conversation today. And, I'll tell you why I'm really excited. Because the Genius Activator podcast is all about geniuses who spend their whole life in the boundless realm of genius. So we explore their genius stories and collect some cool tips on how you can spend more of your lives in your zone of genius where creativity flows freely. So, today we are going to talk about unlocking your financial genius. And, I'm sure that this is something that everyone wants, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
who is not looking for it, right? And the reason I'm really excited to be talking to Evie Diaz is because at the heart of her achievements lies the groundbreaking FAB money scripting method of manifesting, which is a transformative approach to attracting abundance and financial freedom. So over to you, Evie, and talk to us about financial genius. And if you are watching us live, let me know in the comments where you are from and what are you looking for in discovering your own financial genius. Let me know in the comments. Over to you, Evie.
So, who do you think you are? What do you think? You think money grows on trees? We can't afford that. No, I can't afford that. Have you heard this? Perhaps you heard it growing up. Perhaps you've uttered these words out of your own mouth. I'm going to tell you who you are. You are a genius. And go ahead and declare that today. You are a genius. First of all, you're definitely a genius because you're a spiritual seeker and you understand that this is a journey. I say oftentimes, and this is one of my sayings, that money manifesting is a journey, not a destination. So, what that means is that we must understand that every day we take a step forward by being conscious creators. And so, yes, today, begin to declare that you're a genius. Now, it doesn't matter, today we're going to talk about some of the strategies that I've been using, one in particular to overcome limiting beliefs, because these limiting and negative beliefs can be so ingrained in our subconscious mind that we don't even realize it. Listen, Can you relate to this? And if you're wondering, geez, I've taken so many courses, I've done so many things. Why am I not where I should be?
Hey
I
Evie, before you go any further, you know
Yes,
what? Let's all declare I'm a genius. So just
yes,
type into the comments genius. If you want to claim, own, and acknowledge being a genius.
yes. Let's do that. Let's see if I can connect here. Awesome. So declare there that you are a genius. Go ahead. Let me know when to move forward.
Yeah, just go ahead. So
Okay,
everyone
awesome.
who is watching live, everyone who is watching the replay, just type in genius in the comment, and you are owning that aspect of you. Go for it.
Yes.
Go ahead, Evie.
You're a genius. And you can go even further and say why you're a genius. And one of the reasons is because you're searching, you're here, you found us, you're contributing, and this is a divine sign. If you believe in asking for divine signs, and you're open and receptive to receiving them, then be open and receptive to receiving this message, because this message is assigned to you today and you attracted this unto you. So there is no coincidence. I heard someone say there's only God incidents, and I really believe that. So this is your sign. The sign you asked for is here now, and continue asking for signs and be open and receptive to being aware of when they pop up from different places, different people, different sources, because the universe is responding to you. It's responding to your energy. And, as I was saying, many of us have been wondering, well, geez, I've been taking all these courses, I've been reading all these books. Why am I, perhaps you're thinking, why am I not a millionaire? I don't know if that's what you're wondering, or why am I not closer to where I want to be or who I want to be? I understand that. You know why I understand that? Because I used to wonder the same. Not too long ago, I'm going to confess that I have spent over $100,000 in personal development. And that's more than I spent in my undergrad degree. And I started wondering, well, what's going on? Is something wrong with me, or is none of this stuff working for me, or is none of this stuff good? Well, guess what? My perspective has totally changed to a better understanding. Everything is always working out for me. I used to hear that a lot, and I would be like, "Phew, everything's always working out for me." That is such a BS. That's what I used to say, right? But now I realize that it is true. Everything is always working out for my greatest good, and everything is always working for me. So, all the courses that I thought didn't do anything, I come to realize that they have. Perhaps not as fast as I would like it, right? But they all have. And when I think about what could be stopping me, it's really the awareness. And I'll tell you why. Because if you have ever, and I'll tell you because this has been something that I've had to work through. So, for example, not too long ago, uh, about a year or two, my husband and I went and we did a trip t- to Sedona, Arizona. And from here to there, it was like a 3-day trip. So we had to stop at different hotels. And I got an awesome historical hotel in a beautiful city. And it was beautiful, like old fashioned. It looked so wealthy and rich. And then the hotel was a really good price. It was like $150. And then they told us that the parking, oh, there's some noise in the background, that the parking was $50. Now I became irate and I was upset. I'm like, what? That's like one third of what the hotel is. Why is that crazy? Now this was in Louisiana. I was trying to remember where it was. So I was so infuriated. And you know what? Then I realized, wow, these types of behavior is what is holding me back from manifesting money, because I am allowing myself to have something affect how I feel in such a negative way that it lowers my emotions, it lowers my vibration, it lowers my energetic force field of good, and it does not allow me to manifest more good. Another thing that I've been working through, when I get bad service, and I'm intending never to get bad service in a restaurant, I would be like, oh no, I am taking off their tip, right? Well, guess what? By me doing that, what am I doing? I am withholding. I am not in flow, right? So when I became aware of that, and first of all, set the intention, I'm going to have great service. And even if I don't have whatever I expect, the way that I expect, I'm okay with it and say, you know what, this person is working and they cross my path for a purpose. They're here to serve me food. I am grateful for that experience, and I'm going to give a good tip because they live off their tips. So these little things are the things that we want to look for, because when we're wondering why isn't this stuff working, or why am I not manifesting what I want to manifest, we really have to look and see, well, guess what? I'm not doing it because I'm allowing things to come my way that are not to my biggest and highest best good. And what that is how I am behaving. So, first of all, is the awareness. So, I want you to be aware of this because I created something called the FAB, Feel, Act, and Be Money Scripting Method of Manifesting Financial Freedom. And I want you to understand the method, because the first step, and this is a very simple, simple method, right? And I want you to take this and use it to your benefit. Put it in your toolbox of many tools that perhaps you have that empower you and inspire you to become the person that you're intending to become. So, step number one is to feel. So, we want to be in alignment with the feelings that we want when our manifestation materializes. So, what I mean by that, let's say you want to manifest by the end of the month two, three, four, $10,000, right? Get in tune with what it feels like. How can you get in tune with those feelings and those emotions? Number one, you can recall a time when you made that money, or when you made some money that you were happy and you enjoyed it, and tune into those emotions. Now, perhaps if you are just starting in business or in your job, and you're not familiar with that emotion, well, what emotion can you recall that elevates your energy, that helps you vibrate at a higher frequency? So, the highest frequency, according to Dr. Hawkins, who created the map of consciousness, is the frequency of love. Now, I know that at some point you have felt that frequency. It is the frequency of when your parents, but yet your mom or your dad, loved you, took care of you. It is the frequency of your friends, your loved one, people giving you a hug, smiling and saying hello. All the good feelings that let you know you are a loving and kind genius, right? And what you do, you give it back in return. And a small smile, hello, how are you, is an act of kindness that helps us to feel better and elevate our energy. So the first step is to be mindful, as I said, and conscious about the way that we intend to feel and the way that we're feeling. And that includes when and if we react to things such as I did. And I share that with you because those types of emotions and episodes are impeding, they are stopping, they're on the way of us manifesting what we want. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So the second simple step is to act. Now, by this, I don't mean act like pretend, and not in a way of pretending like whatever negative connotation you can think of as pretending. No, I mean taking inspired and aligned actions. Yep. Now, what does that mean? That means that when you think about the law of attraction, you know that the word action is in the law of attraction. So you must take action. So, for example, in the episodes that I just shared with you about me having a tantrum, right? I could have acted differently. I could have acted as what? What I call my financially free, fabulous future self, right? I could act that as that woman that I see myself being and becoming. And I could be and choose to be a being of light and love, right? And so I take inspired actions means that in the morning, I set the intentions for what I see my day being like, how am I going to be? How am I going to act? And what actions am I going to take? So I'm going to give you an example. just to understand. Because if you are in business, for example, and you've been doing a lot of action and your business is not doing as well as you want to, and I tell you this because this was me, okay? And I kept thinking, no, I got to work longer hours. No, I got to learn how to do more. And I got to take more courses, right? If you can relate to that, that's not what I mean. While none of that is bad, it's all good. What I mean is less efforting and not so hard trying to make it happen, trying to get money. So here's an example that I gave last week, which is a simple one. I had registered to volunteer in my spiritual community. We call it sacred service. And I had volunteered for becoming a children's teacher because I've never done that. Right. And that was a month ago. And the gentleman that is in charge of that department kept calling me, emailing me. And then I said, you know what? We missed each other for a whole month. So I took it as a sign that that was not what I was supposed to do, you know? And I'm okay with that because it took too much effort and we couldn't get together. So I know that's like a simple, silly thing, but I want you to be mindful when we try to make things happen and push things to happen, because when we do, that means it's not aligned. So think of an example right now in your life when you have done that, when there's too much efforting. So I want you to understand it's not about praying or affirming or journaling and sitting down and waiting. No, it's about taking inspired and aligned action. So there has to be a feeling within you that says, you know, this is the right thing or this is not the right thing for me to be doing, whatever it may be. Like, you know, you can start the week with a list of intentions because I no longer do things to do. I look at intentions. And my intention is to set no more than 15 things to do or intentions for the week, no more than 3 per day, right? And what that means is that I become satisfied, happy, content when I accomplish those three. And when I don't accomplish those things, I'm okay. I release my judgment on myself. Oh, this is why you're not, you know, making the money because you didn't do the three things you were supposed to do. So we must learn to listen to our voice, to our words. Remember, our subconscious is always listening. We hear and listen to our words more than people that we're talking to. So everything I'm saying, my subconscious is listening. So we want to be mindful. You know, in my spiritual community, they say that our thoughts are prayers. Think about that. Feel that. Your thoughts, what you're thinking is like a prayer, right? That you're setting into the universe. Some people say it's a spell, that you're putting out a spell into the universe, right? So we want to be more conscientious. This is all about conscious manifesting because, my friends, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are always manifesting all the time, sometimes consciously and sometimes unconsciously, sometimes on purpose and sometimes a mistake, meaning we are in low energy, low frequency. We may be thinking negative thoughts, and so we manifest some negative experiences. So we want to be mindful of that and setting the intention, feeling good in the morning, setting up for some inspired and aligned actions. And lastly, FAB, being more in the flow of life, being in the energy of love and abundance. I spoke about love because that is the highest vibration, because everyone has experienced that. So if being in the flow of abundance does not resonate with you, then being in the flow of love, recalling love, being love, the more that you believe, that you behave as a being of love and light and abundance, the more that you become. So the third step is be. So remember all those be words, be. That's what we want to do. And so when we are setting our morning intention during what I call our morning retreat time, the morning retreat time are those minutes that you retreat from the outer world and hopefully from the monkey mind, the noise in our heads, to go within and to take a pen or a pencil and pick up your journal and begin writing. And so, if you have any questions, I'll take some now. And I want to share with you what I wrote this morning in my journal. Do you have any
I
questions?
I'd love
Okay.
to see what you wrote in your journal.
Okay. So there's really three simple steps to manifest financial freedom. And by the way, my friends, I talk about financial freedom because freedom is a feeling. And I believe we are always wanting to manifest something because of the feelings we believe we're going to get. And what that means is when I wanted to manifest my ideal weight, which I've been celebrating because I'm finally my ideal weight after over 10 years and 1,000 pounds over in and out, I don't know, 100 at least, right? I manifested my body, right? So why did I want it? I wanted to feel more youthful. I wanted to be looking more youthful. I wanted to look sexy. I wanted to
And
feel
and you've now opened up that one thing that everybody is looking for. So come on, you need to tell us exactly how did you apply your FAB method to manifest your weight?
right. So I want you to be mindful that I created this specifically for money and it works for anything and everything you want to manifest, right? So I started feeling more and more skinnier, sexier. And the more I started eliciting those feelings, I started recalling moments when independent of my weight, because there were moments when I was at my heaviest, which was 40 pounds before now, where I still looked and felt wonderful. Where even when I was single, I remember men used to say, "Oh, you have the greatest legs." And I started recalling that independent of how I looked or how I thought I looked, right? I started feeling into that. Then I started acting more like a person like a woman that is fit, not so much fit because I'm still working on that, but who is, healthy, who is eating better. And I did that by taking the actions to eat better, right? So I practice a lot of different things I say journaling. I also track what I eat, right? So that increases my awareness. I also do intermittent fasting, right, of different kinds. And I also now eat more fruits and vegetables. So when I knew how it felt, because I felt it before, how it feels to feel sexy, beautiful, youthful, then I started saying, well, how did I act when I was feeling like that? And how do other women, other people that are into healthy eating feel, or how are they acting rather? And so I started acting in that way, eating more fruits and vegetables, eating more consciously, being aware of when I want salty or sugary foods because I'm feeling maybe depressed or frustrated. Then I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Right? Being more aware. And then being more that by really feeling comfortable in my body. So I started wearing bathing suit and two-piece suits, which I never did in my life until after the age of 50 because I was always conscientious. Now,
I love it. I
yeah,
love it.
mind you that I have a big scar, not because I ever had children, but like if I had children, because years ago I was very sick and I have a big scar and I don't care. I'll wear a two-piece bikini now. But I started that like 40 pounds ago when I was not looking, thinner, because I never want to be thin. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just wanted to be my shapely self, how I wanted to be. So that's how you do it. Any other questions? Because I want to show you how you can write it in your journal.
No, no, go for it. Now I'm all like, I'm salivating, like drooling over. Come on. You got to show
Yes,
me.
yes. And I invite you to check out my pictures. That's the other thing. Confidence, confidence. You develop confidence in this process, which is what we want through the manifestation process. Whether it be manifesting money, you want to have confidence. That's a feeling that you want to elicit. You want to be like, you want to feel what confidence feels like. And now I feel more confident. So now I'm posting more of my pictures where I'm looking sexy. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm dressing very sexy because it is just being my fabulously future self now, right? And so that's the invitation here, my friends. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, this was stream of consciousness writing, right, that I did this morning, and I'm sharing it. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be. It is what it is. Let's be okay with that.
The
So,
action there is just do the journaling, right? I mean,
yes,
don't wait for like I'm going to get that perfect download and then I'm going to no, 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 no. You start writing where you are right now.
absolutely. So, this morning, I feel grateful because I am receiving money today. I feel grateful because I'm alive, healthy, loving. I'm aligning my energy with the energy of love, loving myself, my life, my business, my family, my clients, my experiences. I feel successful right now for journaling. I feel a shift in my mindset about my possibilities and probabilities just because I'm journaling about them. See that? That's the feel, the act. Today, I choose to take inspired and aligned actions to act more like the woman of my dreams. Now, it's funny because, you think about you want the man or the woman of your dreams. Well, how about you becoming? How about you becoming the woman or the man of your dreams? That's my thing now. I'm becoming the woman of my dreams, who I always wanted to be. So this I call my fabulous, financially free future self. I'm just reading little excerpts of what I wrote. And the being part is this: because I believe that all things are possible through the divine energy of my source, of my divine inspiration. I know that every day I'm becoming more like the woman I want to be. I am a being of light and love. I am a being of infinite possibility. I choose to believe in myself and my source now. Infinite and absolute abundance is mine now. And so I let it be, and so it is. So you see, it is like writing affirmative. It's also like writing your prayers, which, my friends, this is the way I used to do it when I was a kid. So Source was already guiding me from when I was a kid because, I started journaling over 40 years ago. And I have a bookshelf of journals. And I went back to one of my journals, and it's a thin one. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. It was like all these prayers to God, and I wrote them all as Dear God. And it was all this beauty. And just recently, I realized that divine source has been guiding me all along. When I went back to when my younger years and what and how I used to journal. So there is power in journaling, and
You know,
that's the
it's
invitation.
really interesting you say that, you addressed your journals as dear God, because I write this letter to God. I also start it as dear God, and I write my letter to God. So how many of you are actually inspired to start journaling now? And I would say do it now. As soon as you get off this call with us, go write your journal, because if you start it now, you are more likely to do it in the future. Let me know in the comments, journal, if you are
Journaling, yes.
inspired to start.
Absolutely. And do you have any questions? Because I want to let people know of how they can learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you have something really amazing coming up really soon, so tell us more
Yes.
about it.
So please mark your calendar. If you like what you heard, and if you want to learn more by applying, in other words, taking inspired action, then I want to invite you to join us next week for a 5 day, which is really six because there's a bonus day, 5 day money manifesting challenge. So this is a 5 day to really align yourself with the energy of abundance, to align yourself with what you want, to feel that you have the confidence to attract and manifest the money that you intend to manifest. And we start at 1 p.m. Eastern time because I'm in Miami. That's Miami, New York time. And we go for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what source inspires me. Then we take a little break, and then we go into where I'm the first 30 minutes I'm training, and then we're going to go for the next 30 minutes into Q&A coaching and working with people in a small group to see what's in their mind, what is their concern, what are their questions, and to really go into the journaling process and to go into the method together. And so that starts next week, and you can go. Do you have your URL, or should I give
Yeah, yeah,
them?
yeah. I will, if you look at the description of the event, you will
Okay.
find the link to sign up there.
Okay,
I'm going to
great. So
update it as
I
soon as
will
we get.
Perfect. And I will say that when you register, there is a question that says, how did you hear about us? So if you end up going directly to the website, okay, and I'm going to give the website out. I want you to put her name or the Genius Activator podcast. There is a line where you can put exactly how you found out about it. And the reason why I do this, even though all my partners have their own URL. I do this just to double confirm that that's how you heard of it. So, in case you end up going to the moneymanifestingchallenge.com page, please write, oh, I heard it from the Genius Activator podcast or from Nilofer. Am I saying your name correct? Nilofer,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So, I want you to write it because that confirms that you were here, right? And so I'll take any questions if there's any questions,
I've
or
just
I can tell
popped
you
the
more about
link
the
in the
challenge.
comments so you can, use the link and go sign up for the amazing money manifesting challenge. Hey,
And
Evie, why don't you share with us a couple of stories or just any one story about a manifestation, maybe one of your client stories or your personal stories where you have used the FAB method and manifested something really amazing.
well, I love that you asked this. And, I'll do my story last and I'll talk about that more next week. But it's funny you said my husband. Now, this is interesting. And I want you to understand this. Your partner may not come to our money manifesting challenge next week, but your manifestation may come through your spouse. I want you to understand this because I've been working on this for a while and I started seeing that my husband, who by the way loves me very much but does not believe in any of this stuff. Okay? I want you to know that does not believe in anything like this, nothing at all. Okay, but he is a big supporter of me and he listens and he watches and he always says he learns from me, right? So he has been manifesting. I mean, I call him like, I tell him, I said, honey, you are a manifester. He is constantly manifesting. So he's been manifesting all these amazing opportunities for his business from all over the country. He's a photographer, a sports photographer, and he's been doing like people been reaching out to him to have him come out and photograph their events. And I couldn't believe it at first. I was like, what? He doesn't even believe this stuff. Well, guess what? You may not experience your manifestation directly, but look around the people that are around you. When you're doing the work,
I
your
have
energy
to,
is different.
I have to say this, I work on myself. My husband gets a raise, he gets a bonus, right?
Yes. So, it doesn't matter if they don't believe. So I want you to be aware of that because you may be saying, oh, this is not working. And you may be saying, well, look, Evie and Nilifer said their spouses are like doing better and better. So it is working, because our spouses, our loved ones, those around us are an extension of us. They're receiving our energy. So be aware of that. Okay.
I mean, we live in the same house, right? So when you do any of the work, your energy changes and the energy in the house changes, and people just receive so much more.
And by the way, so even if he doesn't believe, so what happened was that I started seeing him more and more getting all these things and just awesome opportunities, right? And more money. And then I was being more inspired. I was starting to really get like this energy. And I was playing with him. I'm like, honey, let me rub you because you're manifesting so much. And he would laugh because he doesn't believe in this stuff. But guess what was happening to me? So we were doing like this magnetic energy back and forth, even if he doesn't believe. So I tell you that because, you know, you do not have to believe. Now, do you still want one of my clients? Because I just remember one that I can tell you about.
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, really quickly,
Inspire us some more.
yes. So, I'm hoping that she actually writes it because this was a year later that she just recently told me this over the phone and she just said all these wonderful things to me and I was like, oh my god, can you record that? I was like, oh wow, like I didn't even know because I had not talked to her. We text each other and everything, but I hadn't talked to her. And she said, Evie, I'm gonna like rephrase what she said because I can't remember, but she says something to Evie. I'm so grateful that you helped me so much. Everything that I wanted manifested. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, remember when I couldn't afford to pay for anything and I felt so bad, right? And even when we met together, her and I remember I had to pay and I had to buy her stuff. She's like, remember all that? I was feeling so bad, but you kept telling me to be a good receiver, right? Which is key, by the way. We must be good receivers, right? And to feel good and to feel grateful when someone gives us something, not feeling like, oh, I don't deserve this or I'm not worthy. No, you are worthy and you are deserving. She recalled when she was driving around this beat up car, really, really bad. And I said, don't worry about it. Cause she was like embarrassed. One time we went somewhere. She said she would pick me up. That's when I found out she had this beat up car. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed." Once again, a feeling of lower emotion. I'm so embarrassed. That shame that calibrates, and we'll learn more about this next week, very low. And I told her, "Don't worry, you're manifesting a new car." And she would think I was crazy. And then she said, "Oh, I want to travel around the world." And I'm like, "You will. I know you will." Well, guess what? She manifested a new car to her, not a brand new car, but a new car to her, which is a lot better than the one she has. And then she manifested this job as a flight attendant.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow. So just realize that your energy is carrying through to other people. So even if you're not a speaker or a coach, even if you're not working with people like we do, realize that your beingness is helping other people. Your light, the way that you're feeling, your energy is contagious. And so your friends, your family, other people are experiencing that. So feel this and think about it like really you're turning up a light. And it doesn't matter how big or small, because remember, if you walk into a dark room with a little candle, the whole room lights up. You are that candle, my friend. You are that candle. Right now in the world, there's a lot of darkness. You can go around with your little candle and you'll be lighting the world. And you will later on see for yourself the impact that you are having in the world. And you are manifesting consciously.
I love that. I absolutely, absolutely love that. So, is there anything else that you want to share with us before we wind up?
I just want to tell everyone to check out, the Money Manifesting Challenge with the link that Nilofer put below. And one of the things I will suggest for you in the future, you should do a Bitly, so that it says Bitly like, MMC. So it's Money Manifesting Challenge. So it's easier for people to read. But right now it's there in the chat. Go ahead when you register, let us know that you heard about it through the Genius Activator podcast and set the intention already. Like I invite you this week, do what I'm doing this week, which is aligning myself with the energy of love, of abundance, so that next week we are ready to receive. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you have any music, but I want to do something I call a meditative visualization. Do you have
Go for it.
any music? If I put
Uh,
music here, would you hear it on your side?
I'm not sure. Why don't you try it?
Let's try it. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Of course, when I put it here, I can't find it. Let's see. Real quickly. By the way, please feel free to share there in the chat your questions. One of us will come back and look at your questions, but we want to make sure that if you have questions or comments, we can help. So, nope, that's not it. So, don't worry about it. So, this is something I want to invite you to do for yourself this week so
Hold
that,
on. Let me find something.
okay, I'll keep looking then. Doesn't it's just something that is okay for YouTube and all that, some copyright free music. So we don't get into any trouble.
Can you hear that?
No. Is that outside of you or in your computer?
In my computer, but
Okay.
okay, never mind.
So
Never
that's
mind.
okay. So yeah, let's forget about that. Oh, actually I just found one here. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. Let me know if you can hear this. If not, we move forward. Hold on. It's coming up. I can't hear it myself. What's going on? No, I don't think. I think we need to be tuned in. I got to figure that out myself. I don't know how to do that. Oh, can you hear
Yeah.
it? Can you hear
No,
it?
I can't. No, 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 no.
Okay. Okay, so here's what the invitation is, my friends. Find some copyright free music. There's a lot. You can go to Pixabay. They have wonderful people there that put some just background music. One that elevates you, that when you feel it, you feel something coming inside of you, like this awesome love for yourself, this beautiful energy is emerging because the music is so powerful, right? Go ahead and do that. And you can do that from your phone. This is how I started doing it. I found it on my phone and I started playing it. Then I have an app here that allows me to record. And so what I did is I put the music, I opened one link and put the music, and then I opened the app in the other. And I started saying out loud my intentions with the music. And so let's pretend that there's music, and then if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, you can keep them open. I find that closing my eyes helps me to shut up a little bit of the noise in the outside world. Let's just take a few deep breaths. Maybe recall that song, that song or that soft background music that elevates you, whatever that may be, and start claiming how you want to feel today. Today, I intend to feel content. Today, I intend to feel good. Today, I intend to feel God. Today, I intend to feel happy. I feel happy. I feel grateful. I feel inspired. I feel the energy of goodness, of love all around me. I feel that I am powerful. I am creating my conscious life. I consciously choose to take action today, understanding and seeing all the signs all around me that tell me, take action. This is your day. This is an opportunity. Have faith. Focus on the good. Be a being of light because that is who you are intended to become. Be a being of life now. I am being a beam of light. I feel like a beam of light. I feel the presence and the essence of goodness all around me. I am thankful. I am grateful. I am powerful. I am consciously choosing my emotions and my feelings. Thank you for this is a great day, and I choose to feel great now. So you can say whatever you want. When you have music, like when I have the music, whatever I choose, when I put background music, I just say it and I record it. And I'll talk about this more next week because there is power, at least for me, and I would love to hear from you. Recording it and listening to your own voice is so powerful that even if you're not a speaker, you're like speaking to your subconscious mind and listening even more attentively. So that's the invitation for today. Create your own, whatever you want to call it. I call it meditative visualization, where I am meditating and visualizing my intentions, And at first they started as intentions, and then I declare them as the truth of my being. And so I invite you to do that today because the truth of your being is that you are a being of light, that you are prosperous, that you are abundant, that you're always manifesting, that this is your time, that you are ready to receive, and that you will receive. And so I see you manifesting all your intentions in 2024.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And thank you so much, Evie, for joining us today. And thank you so much, you guys, for listening. And until next time, live your whole life in the boundless realm of your genius. I'm Nilofer Safdar, your Genius Activator coach, and I will see you next week. Bye now.